Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. Been out doing a little wild camping, and other than enjoying my time in the woods, I've been doing some training, been practicing up on some skills, I've been testing out some new gear, and I've been field testing a whole bunch of military surplus UCP gear and equipment that I have RIT dyed. If you happen to see the last video I posted, you'll see that whole process. Well, I'm going to be breaking this down into two different videos. First of which are for those of you that are very, very busy with your life and you don't have time with all the preparations you're doing, all the training you're doing, all the practicing on your basic wood skills and things like that. One is going to be a very short version, which is going to be this one. And the other video I'm going to be posting is just going to be a whole lot longer. It's going to do a whole lot of comparisons. It's going to be showing different environments behind the dyed UCP stuff. It's going to be showing what it looks like with different styles of camouflage clothing, and just to sort of get a feel for the potential of the product of RIT dyeing your UCP gear with an olive drab formula or a Coyote Brown formula. Just to refresh everyone's memory, this is UCP, universal camouflage pattern. Since it is universal, you can see how well it blends in to this and any environment. Now, here is a Molly waist pouch that I dyed olive green. This is a waist pouch that I dyed in Coyote Brown. Significantly better than the universal camouflage pattern. There is a bit of variance in the colorations that turn out. That has a variety of factors, one of which is the number of items that's in the dye bath, one of which is how frequently they are stirred, one of which is to the condition of the pouch prior to dyeing. And if something is heavily worn, it's been used a lot, it tended to take the dye much darker than the items that were new. So you could have 25 items that you dye with the RIT formulas, and they will come out slightly different. They will not be uniform. Case in point, you can see that this pouch is considerably lighter than that pouch. They were both dyed in the same dye bath. The same formula, the same container, the same time. This is noticeably lighter than this because this was more heavily used. Another thing I thought was sort of weird, some type of a red started coming through this. I have no idea what that's about because it wasn't there before I dyed it. Before and after. This is the RIT formula for olive drab. From left to right, I have a flick harness with assorted pouches on there. In the center is a large Molly 2 rucksack, and all the way on the right is a Molly assault pack. Even considering that they are in the midst of a lot of tans and browns, they actually are quite subdued and look pretty dang good. Before and after. This is the RIT formula for Coyote Brown. From the left to the right, I have a Molly flick set up with assorted pouches. In the center is a Molly 2 large rucksack. And on the far right is a Molly 2 assault pack. These, in my humble opinion, look absolutely fantastic. I'm going to find a little more vegetation and do the same comparison. Before and after. The large rucksack, the Molly 2 assault pack, and the flick olive drab is on the left. The large rucksack, the assault pack, and the flick and Coyote Brown is on the right. So even in fairly dense vegetation, this looks pretty dang good. Even the Coyote Brown, I mean, it doesn't blend in perfectly, but it definitely breaks up the pattern enough to where it looks pretty good. And if I was a little further away with multiple layers of foliage and sticks and branches and trees between me and somebody else, it would be very difficult for someone to see me, especially since it used to look like this. Ugh, it's horrible. Ugh, yuck. Well, folks, there you have it. I think this little experiment turned out absolutely fantastic. It's my catchphrase. You can't use it. As you can see, they blend well. Are they perfect? Huh? There's no such thing as perfect camouflage. Perfect camouflage would be camouflage anywhere you go, any time of the year, any environment, any terrain. Get out of here. They ain't no perfect camo. However, what UCP is horrible. And with the amount of UCP gear out there, and as inexpensive as it is, it's definitely worth picking some of that stuff up because it's really well made kit. It's very well made. I have just about everything that I have here in a multicamp / OCP version. Every single thing I have, feature per feature, is identical to the UCP stuff. Is it the best stuff you can get? Absolutely not. It's very good though. And for a budget, it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to be playing around a little more with this stuff in the woods. And if this short version happened to whet your appetite, go ahead and bop over and check out my long version, and you will get to see me wearing this throughout the woods, walking around, remaining stationary at a distance, so you can see just how effective or ineffective these two patterns are since they've been dyed. Well, folks, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.